Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time, as I always say every week on these live webinars. So it's very important for a few reasons. Number one, here we are, the second week of 2025, our second webinar. The first one was an annuity carrier. In fact, a new annuity carrier launch with some unique products and concepts. This is number 2 for Levinson and Associates, and it's unique. It's going to be great. There's a ton of value add for you all, and here's why. Number one, you want to sit back, relax, take plenty of notes, use that Q&A box, the expanded panel there for the GoToWebinar software. Type away as we go because there's a lot of gold nuggets here, okay? And you're going to need to know, for example, I have a client that smokes occasional marijuana, and I remember there was a carrier that gives non-tobacco rates for this client, and the premium is literally half of what it should be, okay? So you're going to want to use this as a resource. And on top of that, just know you can always call any one of our marketers, and we will help you with everything behind the scenes. So you know that, except sell the actual policy to your client, which is your job. So you want to write down a ton of notes, questions, use that Q&A panel. We're going to do a webinar question at the end of the presentation, right before 3 p.m. Eastern. So whoever answers my question first and correctly is going to walk away with the new SE Special Edition Apple iWatch and our IUL prospecting book on us. Okay, as long as you're an active agent with Levinson. So make sure you stay on until the end. Also, there's a ton of information, so you want to stay on until the end either way. And by the way, everybody is a winner too. And here's my thought with this. If you go on, when we're done, our Facebook page, if you go on our Google reviews site or page or link and leave a review, a testimonial, as long as you're active with us, you get complimentary IUL prospecting book. Okay, it's a $25 value. It's free. So say a few words when we're done. As long as you're active, everyone is a winner today. All right. So if you're here live with us, great. If you're watching this a few weeks later, no problem. Please call in, email into our marketing team with any questions, comments. We want to hear from you. Also, I'm going to say this before we jump in. Josh Hoffman in our office is a excellent resource when it comes to underwriting niches, bullets, who to go for what situation. So all of our marketers are, but Josh especially, just because he's been in the business for so long. He's been on the carrier side, on the brokerage, IMO side. He's been with us almost 15 years now. So you can rely on him for a lot of these complicated consumers that you come across as far as health goes. Okay, so let's jump in here. What we're going to do, today's outline is I'm going to speak for just a few minutes. I'm going to introduce Kerry Levinson, my father, which is why this is also unique today. And then Andrew is going to take the wheel and talk about some of the carriers and where they stand out, what you need to know, questions to ask these clients or prospects. And then when Andrew's done, I will wrap it up at the end, like I said, right before 3 p.m. Eastern time. Before we jump in, what I want you to think about, too, is as we go, it's a new year, right? And I don't care if you're a third bedroom term agent in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, okay? Or you focus on mortgage protection in Key West, Florida. Or you're in Houston, Texas, and you love the whale, monster, IUL, estate planning cases, okay? It doesn't make a difference. It's a new year, fresh goals, right? New strategies. We have new technology that has made its way into our industry. So to not leverage what's available today and not be able to pivot is crazy, okay? For all of us, for the carriers, for the IMO, for the agents. So today's presentation is about you being able to pivot and enter new markets, create new leads for yourself, okay? And just to give you an example, Kerry loves cigars, okay? He runs the cigar club at his country club, and every Thursday night he goes and meets the guys, and if Carrie was an insurance agent, wouldn't it be great to market to this group of cigar smokers, right? Members of this group at the club and say, hey, by the way, I can get you non-smoker rates, okay, on term, on permanent, and he even has a business card made up or a Facebook page, right, with members that are all cigar smokers where they share, hey, you should try the Cohiba or this cigar or this. You know how cigar smokers are, right? They know a little bit about everything. And here's Carrie saying, hey, I am a resource for you all to get life insurance and non-smoker rates. Okay, so use that angle. Okay, marijuana users, smokers, occasional, or if it's prescribed with a card, okay, you have a great product and carrier for these clients at half the premium. Okay, diabetics, I mean, pilots, the list goes on and on. Foreign nationals, huge market. So it doesn't matter what side of the industry that you're focused on. Okay, this could lead to double, triple your sales for the new year. That's why I'm saying it's important and you got to pay attention. Okay. All right. My first slide here is Kerry Levinson's corner. He's going to jump in, give you the 100-foot overview, and he's going to talk about why there might be a time when you need to jump on a call with Kerry. Dad, are you there, buddy?
I'm here. And I thank you, Bill. I just want to let everybody know that, Bill, your analogy is a good one. But I want everyone to know that I am the cigar smoker. I'm not the marijuana user. So let's just make that clear from the get-go. Okay, you are in for a treat today. The underwriting information you're going to get is going to be very, very important to your practices moving forward. And I'm sure that each of you will walk away with some tips that are going to help you become better salesmen and representatives in the field. So keep that in mind as we go through the webinar today. Basically, I want to just let you know I am not the person to contact if you have someone who is 360 pounds and on insulin. I'm not that person. What I do in our office, I am known as the fireman. And what that means is if you have a case in the neighborhood of, let's say, $3,000 or more of annual premium, and you're not happy with the way that that case was underwritten because you felt that it should have been approved preferred and it was approved at a table 2 offer. So what you do is you can email me, you can call me. Let's discuss the case. I will jot down the name of the case, the policy number, the company, and I have a relationship, in some cases 15, 20, 30 years or more, with some of the vice presidents of underwriting in the various carriers that we represent. So I will make a call for you. Now, one of two things will happen after I'm finished speaking with the VP. I will call you back and I will say, hey, Jim, hey, Sally, great news. I was able to get us from a table 2 to a standard offer. And the underwriter did us a favor. It should not have been, but it's us. We do a lot of business with this carrier, so they did give us an exception on this case. They did make a business decision. Now, if I can't get that done for you, okay, what I will do is I will pick the underwriter's brain or the VP's brain, and I will find out the actual reasons why the case was approved at a table 2 rating and not standard as you thought it would be. And the underwriter will give me the reasons why. Well, his cholesterol is 365. His blood sugar, he's a borderline diabetic. His blood sugar is 120. It shouldn't be more than, let's say, 100. His hemoglobin A1C is 9. It should be 7 or less. And then what I'll do is I will call you back and I will say, listen, this Table 2 offer is an excellent offer. This is basically a Christmas present in July. And this prospect, this proposed insured, you have to impress upon him that he should take this policy because he may never get a Table 2 again because these are worsening conditions typically. So that's a role that I play. I do this for much of the day, and I will do it for all of our agents. If, as I say, if you have a case that's in the neighborhood of $3,000 of annual premium or higher, and again, feel free to call me. Don't be shy. Email me, call me, whatever is good for you, and I will get you the answers. Now, I just want to share this with you. This is an actual case that we had that this worked perfectly for us. We had an applicant 6 feet 4 inches tall, 53 years old, literally 322 pounds. The cutoff for standard was 294. He was 322. We got an offer of a Table B, a Table 2, okay, which is a very, very fair offer. Now, he was in excellent health other than build. The agent called me up and she said, please, I'm not going to be able to quote this, or not quote it, but rather place it, because I did quote standard rates. I made a mistake. I wasn't aware that, this was going to be approved at a Table B at best. Incidentally, the case is a indexed universal life. It's a $2 million case on a male 53, and the premium is right at $60,000 of target premium. I called the VP of Underwriting with my. I said, John, my fingers and toes are crossed. Let me give you the policy number. I did. He went through the file. He called me back in 2 hours. He said, hey, it's you. I'm going to do you a favor on this one. And we were able to get standard, and the case will be placed next week. Needless to say, the agent is ecstatic, the client is ecstatic, and that's win-win-win across the board. So that's kind of my role in the office. Use me, please. And then before I turn it back to Bill, I just want to share with you the Carrie's Corner is an article that I publish, well, not really publish, but write every 4 to 6 weeks. And again, it's not technology, it's not anything specific. It's my thoughts. It's my things that have happened in my career, why I've stayed in the business so long, actual death claims that I was involved in as an agent 54 years ago. I share this with each and every one of you. I'm sure that several of you have read the Carrie's Corner. So before we put this webinar together, I went ahead and I took one of the prior volumes of the Carrie's Corner, and there's 2 paragraphs here that I'll share with you very quickly. First paragraph is this. We know and understand which carrier is best for your specific prospect. Whether your applicant has type 1 diabetes and is on 55 units of insulin, or is 5'9" and 310 pounds, or is deathly afraid of needles and is petrified to have blood drawn, we know what company and what product to recommend. We also have the answer to your product questions, and we will help you with case design. That was a sentence or a paragraph in one of the Carrie's Corners. The second paragraph was, and finally, I can help you with an underwriting offer you're not happy with. In many cases, I have a 20, 25, or even 30-year relationship with many carrier vice presidents of underwriting. I can fight for you to get that standard offer to preferred in many cases. And if I can't get them to improve the offer, I can at least give you the reasons why the standard offer is a generous one. So keep that in mind. I am here every day from 9 to 5:30 or 6 o'clock, whenever Bill lets me go home, and I make calls to underwriting departments consistently. So tighten your belts one notch. You've got a lot of information that's coming your way today, and as I said before, everything you hear today, take copious notes because it will help you to elevate your practice to much higher levels. Thank you again for taking the time. And with that, I'll turn it back to Bill.
Good stuff, Carrie. Thank you for that. And I'm going to make one minor correction. You're here usually till 5:30 or 6, except for your Thursday night cigar night. So in that case, it's about 5 p.m. So you can just make a note.
I knew once I said that I shouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's jump right in. And by the way, we're laughing, joking, talking about this lightly, but when it comes down to a real situation, right? You're the agent out there, and there's a consumer that's calling around. Maybe they're searching on Google. They find you and send you an email, whatever it is. Think about this, right? That one prospect has already spoken to, on the average, of 2 to 3 agents, right? And these agents are speaking to this prospect and trying to sell them a policy. And the prospect happens to smoke marijuana occasionally, okay? So the other agents are not part of Levinson, right? And they don't have access to the best programs and technology and our marketing team. So they're quoting smoker rates, maybe preferred tobacco, okay? And they're saying, oh, this is the best you're going to get. Prospect saying, well, why is it so expensive, right? And then all of a sudden you come in as the third agent. And now, let's say you call our marketing team, or you're obviously on this webinar today, and we have a carrier and product for this client at non-smoker rates. You come in at half of the premium. So who do you think the client is going to go with? Out of the 3 agents, they're going with the Levinson agent every single time. Okay, so you're going to become Superman or Superwoman. And just imagine what that does for your reputation. And then you ask for a Google review, a Facebook review, okay? And the referral stream just goes on and on and on. So imagine now you can do that with almost everything, okay, when it comes to health conditions or situations. So you have to think like this and know this is serious stuff. It'll change your business, change your year. So anyway, I think the point came across well enough for you to know you gotta focus. Testimonial. So by the way, you should be doing this. I just said it with your own consumers, right? If Bobby, the agent in Iowa, says, "Wow, you guys are the best. I love working with Levinson," our marketing team says, "Bobby, do me a favor. Can you go to our Facebook page, our Google reviews page, and just repeat that same thing so other agents like you can hear it as well?" The same thing has to be done on the retail side. But in the retail side, it's even more important because prospects, they're not typically face to face with you anymore. Or maybe they're not from the neighborhood or the cigar club. Okay? They're literally searching online when they're meeting these agents and they're saying, "Hey, who is this Bill Levinson guy?" Okay, they're going to check you out. So you should be doing the same exact thing. These are a few that came in. And by the way, we had a record year in 24, and we would never be in the spot without you all. Okay, we are 100% wholesalers, distributors. We do not sell in the retail space, period. So you are our customer. So real fast, top left corner, Karen, thank you for taking the time to welcome us to the firm. I'm so excited about 25. Let's go. That's everything to us. Okay, thanks for taking the time. This is a new agent. Okay, it says the world on the right-hand side from William. Awesome session. It's going to be a great year. If you're an agent or agency owner, come on, see what the chatter is all about. Boom. That's everything that we need to hear that moves the needle in the office. We love this stuff. On the bottom left, the in-house marketers that you have working for you are the best. RJ and Josh are super helpful. Just wanted to share the friendly feedback. Bryce, again, okay, This is what our staff looks at daily. We take these and share them in our office through 4 different states now. We have employees. So this is what gets us riled up, and we love to see our agents happy, period. All right, let's keep moving forward. I know we got a lot to talk about. So the layout is I'm going to talk about some of the platforms that you need to be focused on or check out after today's webinar, okay, which will help you in this space. Andrew's going to jump in a few minutes and talk about specific carriers and niches, things that you need to know. And then at the end, I'm going to jump into underwriting platforms that are available to you as a resource, okay? And then we'll have our giveaway at the end and some social media ads as well that I'll share that are performing great for other agents. Okay, what you're looking at now is just like you as an agent, you have to pivot, try new things, utilize new technology. We have to do the same, right? There's no coasting. You're either growing or you're in reverse on the horse in New York City in 2025, which should not be happening, okay? So we have to grow. We have to move the needle forward. What did we do to help our agents? Refreshed, updated our entire website, our mobile app. We have our new FAQ 101 videos we're rolling out this month. We have one for each department. It's only a 4-minute YouTube video that just gives you everything you need to know about how to do business with Levinson in each department. New business, marketing, contracting, period. Done. Okay? So we're going to send a thank you email tonight, and we'll have all of these resources in there. You can just click and go, and everything will be in front of you. Okay, let's keep moving forward. What I want to talk about next is something you've been hearing a lot about lately, but here's what's so interesting, and I'm part of a networking group, part of NALBA, part of ASNG's group, and we share, right, all of the latest technology, and is it going to enter our industry, and do we need to utilize it? So AI has been something that has come up really, I would say, probably the last year, 12 to 18 months. And our industry is starting to catch on. So what does that mean? That means our agents need to start to utilize what Levinson has to offer that incorporates AI. So just a few things that I want to mention, and we put some investment dollars into AI last year, and we're seeing a big success. So real fast, top right corner is Billy the bot. So you can see the robot on the left-hand side. Getting very excited because he's on a webinar today. So Billy the bot is a little chat bot that sits on our website, and you can ask Billy anything that you want that has to do with life insurance, annuities, and supplemental product sales on the Levinson website. So no more poking around for an hour, not knowing where to go for what. You just type it in, and it will tell you what's available on the website. Just under that, we have Snoozy. That's our marketing platform. In fact, 2 and 4, so you'll see Snoozy and Ringy both utilize the latest AI now in their marketing platforms. And these are available to you at either a free trial or a discounted rate, okay, based on our 24,000 agents. So those are things you should check out. Also, Turbo Term, okay, is one of our products that's interesting because they use the latest AI for underwriting with an instant decision, okay? So basically, when the consumer puts in their information, the system in the background is running a ping against AI, which incorporates MIB, MVR, prescription checks, everything in real time, okay? So it makes the decision process much faster and more accurate, okay? So again, you can leverage the latest technology, and we have more things that we're working on and rolling out this year. So I'm telling you right now on record, you're going to see a lot more with AI in our industry in the near future. All right, let's keep moving forward. So in the annuity department, so we have real fast, Josh, Ashley, RJ, they are the go-tos on the annuity side. And you're probably saying, well, why are we talking about annuities today when it's supposed to be underwriting niches? Okay, here's why. So there's a lot of situations, prospects, right, that you're going to come across that maybe can't get approved. They can't get through underwriting on a traditional life insurance application, maybe with a long-term care rider. Okay, this is a great option over on the right-hand side where if they have $50,000 or $100,000, right, to put in, to an annuity product, okay, you talk about income, leveraging the latest rates, plus you can add a long-term care rider and even a death benefit rider, depending on the carrier and product. So this is another option, another tool in your toolbox that you can bring out, okay? So on the right-hand side there, Equitrust, Ibexus, something I want to point out, that was our new carrier launch the first week of 25, is on the bottom, Ibexus. What's interesting for replacement, so obviously they have to be compliant, but for replacement opportunities in the annuity space, okay, depending on surrender fees, they offer a 16% premium bonus to offset any surrender fees. So that's a nice story to tell. That on top of the LTC rider and a death benefit rider, that could be a grand slam. And on the annuity side, there's basically no underwriting. It's just suitability. These things go in and out in a week or two. You're paid, done, move on to the next client. On the left-hand side, okay, this shows why the annuity part of the industry is booming, and 25 should be even a bigger and better record year in the annuity space per LIMRA. These are the statistics, the facts in front of you, okay? So this isn't something we're making up for today's webinar, okay? You can pull this up on LIMRA when we're done today. So definitely something you want to be focused on. That's why we're focused on the annuity side and invested a bunch of time, dollars, marketing into our annuity department for 25. Let's keep moving forward. Instant decisions. So this is important. It's also my last slide before Andrew takes the wheel. But here's what I wanted to mention. This is probably the biggest news of the year in the industry, period. Here's why. Okay. As of Monday, today's Thursday, as of Monday, Banner Life, which is on our Insure Me Now direct platform. So just think about this for a second. I'm going to keep it so simple. If you have anyone, any client that needs a term policy from 10 to 40 years, okay, if they're on the healthier side, let's say standard or better, up to $4 million, you got to use Banner, okay? You can just think about this for a second. The consumer's there. They're ready to go. They need a quote, okay? By the way, you're going to come up number 1 or 2 out of all companies and products in the country. Okay, that's first off. Second off, you can send them a link to your Insure Me Now site. They can run the quotes. They can apply. They can get an instant decision. Policy gets mailed or emailed to them. You just get paid full commission, okay, plus renewals, depending on the level, okay, just like as if you were face-to-face with them, less than 14 minutes, up to $4 million. That's unheard of. Okay, that just came out on Monday. They doubled the death benefit as of Monday. Okay, if you're face to face, you run into someone at the supermarket tonight. Okay, and they need a term policy, right? Everybody knows about term and they know it's cheap. Okay, 10 to 40 years. Oh, Mr. or Mrs. Sally, you're interested in getting a quote? You see my name tag. I'm an insurance agent. Okay, bring out cell phone, run the quote. Oh yeah, let's sign up. Go to apply. Sign them up, less than 14 minutes. Boom, you just sold a policy, okay? So you can do this where you're marketing on a Facebook or social media ad and they log in at 2 a.m., you're sleeping, sell a policy. You can do this face-to-face, okay? Pull out your phone, iPad, whatever it is, sell a policy. You can do this through a go-to webinar like what you're on right now. Set up the appointment, okay? Sally or Johnny, they're on the other end. You can run the quote, click apply. Boom, you're done. Or if you're maybe a P&C agency, health agent, you can email a link right to Johnny or Sally. Here's the quote. Apply right here. Done. Instant decision. And I'm not making this sound easier than it is. That's how simple the process is today. Contact JC in our office. He heads up Insure Me Now Direct, and he can help you dive in deeper, help you with the marketing, help you with the ads, help you with the consumer videos. We have everything already built for you. But I'm telling you, term in 2025, up to $4 million, standard risk or better, up to age 60. This is the one-stop shop, I promise you. Right-hand side, if you're looking at permanent product options, same instant decision process. These are other great alternatives. Corebridge, Lincoln, GTL, we spoke about. Allianz now up to $3 million as one of the top IULs in the industry, bar none. The way I feel about Banner with their term, that's how I feel about Allianz with their IUL, but they're does have to be agent involvement on the right-hand side. The left-hand side is 100% direct to consumer, just like Amazon. Okay, I am done. Andrew's going to take the wheel and dive into carriers and products, and then I'll take it back towards the end. We'll have our giveaway and wrap this up. Andrew?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear. Yep.
Excellent. All right, guys. Thanks so much for having me. I will knock this out and go through all this as efficiently as I can, get you as many nuggets as possible here. So the first underwriting niche that I would like to go over today is marijuana and tobacco. This comes up all the time. We get calls here at marketing about this, and you got to know where to go, right? So we're going to jump right into it. Lincoln, standard non-tobacco rates available for admitted chewing tobacco, cigar, pipe, dip, snuff, any like alternate tobacco. So if you anything besides a cigarette. So if it's an alternative tobacco product or even recreational marijuana, you can get a standard non-smoker. You can even test positive. Okay, so you can test positive on your nicotine test on a lab, and they will still give you a non-smoker rate as long as it was from the alternative tobacco and not from cigarettes, okay? And they can tell the difference. You can actually get up to preferred non-tobacco for occasional recreational marijuana use. Prudential has very similar guidelines, standard plus non-tobacco available, so that's select for the same, alternate tobacco, cigar, and of course the recreational marijuana. Now, I want to make a distinction about marijuana, then we'll move forward, and that is, there's medicinal or medically prescribed marijuana, and then there's recreational, which means you just do it because you feel like it, right? We're talking about recreational. However, medical marijuana is becoming more and more not only just legalized, but also the underwriting guidelines have become relaxed, and what they're doing now is a lot of the carriers view that as a medication. So just like you take a blood pressure medication or a cholesterol medication or a diabetes medication, if medical marijuana is prescribed, it's usually prescribed for a symptom like anxiety or pain management or sleep, right? So what I want you to do is think about asking the question of the client. If they tell you they medically prescribe marijuana, find out the reasoning for the prescription. That's what you're going to underwrite off of. Not necessarily that they use it, but what is the underlying issue as to why they need it. Okay? Moving forward to Foresters, this is a unique niche. They will allow a non-smoker rate for vape cigarettes. So those electronic cigarettes, every other carrier has discontinued that, but Foresters will do it. And they have a non-med term, ages 18 to 80, up to $500,000. It is a express non-med, which means there's no exam. Okay, so it's a little higher pricing, but you also get that non-smoker rate. And the last niche here is Securian will give a standard non-smoker rate for admitted cigarette use on an occasional basis. Okay, that means you must test negative on a lab panel. So if you test positive, that means you did it recently. You can actually have a cigarette and I think it's 30 days at least or longer, you can test negative. It's out of your system. So Securian will offer you that if you're an occasional user. Somebody goes to an event, they have a cigarette, but they don't really smoke. You hear that from time to time, right? That would be a carrier to use for that situation. So these are just some of the ones to think about when these situations come up. Okay, moving on to our number 2 niche, which is diabetes. This probably comes up more than almost anything, right? More Americans now than ever have diabetes. It could be due to lack of exercise, diet. It could be a combination of things, hereditary concerns, but we need to be prepared for the proper options. Number 1, Banner Life, ideal for mild to moderate clients with type 2 diabetes, which is non-insulin. Type 1 is insulin, type 2 is no insulin. Okay, remember that. So Banner will take those cases. They can go up to standard plus or less, and they do offer the accelerated underwriting. If you're a clean case and you are a standard plus, that doesn't disclude you, doesn't kick you out of the accelerated option. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Bill just talked about that accelerated solution. Okay, and also their standard plus rates are less. Their rating classes are less. So Banner's got extremely aggressive pricing. Okay, number 2. John Hancock is the go-to for insulin diabetics, 1 or 2. So type 1 or 2, but specifically good with insulin. I've seen them give standard rates for insulin diabetics, which is very uncommon. Usually it's a table-rated case. and I've seen up to preferred for type 2 controlled diabetics. They also offer a program called Aspire and Vitality, which are discount incentive programs that you can add to the policy, where the consumer gets special benefits, doctor incentives. They get discounts at local stores. They can get an iWatch or Fitbit for inexpensive costs. There's benefits of doing that, and they also have diabetes programs where consumers can learn how to better manage their diabetes. So they're very interested in helping the consumer improve their situation and get the best rate. Also, lastly, Forrester's ideal for type 1 or 2. This is on that same product I told you about for the smoking on the last slide. That non-medical term will accept somebody with an A1C, which is a hemoglobin reading, up to 10, which is extremely high. Most people, it has to be 6 or less, or 6.5 or less to be considered controlled. They will take a 10 or less with no complications. They will approve that case most of the time. Okay? And they do have a whole life, a UL, or a term. You can do express underwriting, but that's a really interesting niche on the diabetes end if you want an express non-medical solution. Okay, on the right-hand side, these are questions you need to ask the client. Okay, we get a lot of questions in marketing. Somebody will call our office, and it's not to blame anybody, but it's just knowing what to ask. Asking questions is really important. We'll get a call that says, okay, I have a diabetic who wants insurance. What can you offer? Well, that's a great question, but give us the details, right? Or get the details. So, for example, diagnosis date makes a difference, type 1 or 2. If insulin, are they using a pump? What meds and treatment? What's their A1C? Any complications like neuropathy, kidney problems, heart problems? Diabetes can cause other issues. So you want to make sure that you understand those things, and then we can get you a proper risk assessment, okay? So just keep that in mind with diabetes underwriting. I think this will help you. Okay, moving on into number 3, which is AFib cardiac guidelines, okay? Prudential, Securian, and North American are just 3 that we've handpicked here that are known to be good with cardiac guidelines or cardiac history. And Securian actually just came out with a new program that you may not even have heard of yet. It just happened, where they will actually credit cases to preferred underwriting with controlled, mild episodes of AFib. AFib is essentially a heart palpitation issue, right? Where your heart flutters either too fast, too slow, or it's not even, it's inconsistent. And there are things that people can do to get that treated, but the idea is if it's a really favorable case, they will actually give you a preferred, which is unheard of. Most cases on AFib, cardiac, coronary artery disease, TIAs, which are like mini strokes, those types of things are usually standard or worse in almost every scenario, right? But to get a preferred guideline is incredible, okay? On the right-hand side, these are questions you need to ask. Again, you'll see some similarities as we go through these slides, but diagnosis date, when did it start? What are the treatments? When was the last episode or palpitation issue? Was there a hospitalization? Can you tell us about that? Did you have an ablation? If so, when? An ablation is when they shock your heart back into rhythm. That's a procedure they do for cardiac history, right? So these are just, keep these things in mind as you look at your cases, okay? And we're here, as Bill said, Josh, myself, we're here to help you along that path. Okay, moving forward into number 4, which is cancer history. This comes up all the time, I know, and there's different carriers and products you can use, but I wanted to spend today focused on one because it really stands out, and that is the Symetra Cancer Crediting Program. They will offer a preferred rate for people who have had history of breast, colon, skin, thyroid, cervical, prostate, and testicular cancers. That is unheard of. Just like I just mentioned the AFib, Symetra has a really unique niche here because I've never seen somebody who had breast cancer get preferred or colon cancer get preferred. You don't see it, but they will do it. You do have to meet certain guidelines. It has to be a certain stage or less. It has to be from a certain amount of years ago. Has to, of course, no recurrences. So you have to meet certain guidelines. We do have these guidelines on our website, and we will send that out in the thank you email later, so you can read up on this. But if somebody has a history of cancer, think Symetra, okay? And it's excellent. And on the right-hand side, you can see what questions to ask. Diagnosis date. With cancer, you need to know the stage and the grade of the tumor, okay? You have to know that. It's very important. What treatments? When did they start? When is the remission date? Meaning when were they done, having cancer? These are very important to understand the situation. Now, of course, with every cancer, there's slightly different questions. Like with breast cancer, you need to know, is their estrogen markers positive or negative? Was there lymph node involvement? Like, that's okay, and we'll help you with that. And there are questionnaires we're going to offer to you that answer these questions so you don't have to remember, but just so you know. Also, real quickly, we talked about Banner Life. They do not use cancer as a derogatory mark against family history when determining underwriting. So a lot of carriers use family history to downgrade your rate. So let's say you have a really healthy person, but their mother or father died of cancer before age 60. That person would get downgraded from preferred to possibly standard just because of that. But Banner does not do that in most cases. Now, we did have a situation where it did, but that was because it was a female there was a familial history of breast cancer, and she was advised to have a mastectomy and some other things. So that's different because she was advised by a physician to take care of, some risk factors. But if you have no history of cancer yourself and your parent died of a cancer unrelated to you, then they don't count that against you, in family history. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Banner's got a good niche for that as well. Okay, moving forward to number 5, and that is mood disorders. That would be things like anxiety, depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD, mood and mental disorders. Okay, these carriers are the best with these situations. Okay, Banner Life and Pacific Life are both great for the mild to moderate cases with anxiety and depression. Most all Americans nowadays, in some form, might have some form of anxiety or depression. Okay, if you're taking 2 or less medications, typically you can get up to preferred classes or at worst standard. But they do look for things like if you look on the right-hand side, again, some similarities in the questions. Diagnosis dates, meds, severity. Did you have any suicide attempts? Did you lose any time at work? Ever admitted into a facility? These are things to determine the severity of the issue. Once you can determine the severity of the issue, you can have a pretty good understanding of where that case is going to fall, right? But for those anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, those mild to moderate mood disorders, think Banner and Pacific, okay? For on the bottom, this is a unique thing. So let's say you have a situation where somebody's got some severe mental history. You don't think they're going to qualify through regular underwriting. We have a high-risk solution with Transamerica's new Instant Decision Final Expense product. They will offer first-day coverage, so level coverage up to $50,000 for people with bipolar, PTSD, schizophrenia, autism, major issues, right? Major issues, and you can still get first-day coverage. Now, it may not be the $1 million that they wanted, but it's better than nothing, and you're giving them peace of mind. They're getting something they can live with, okay? So just know we have that in the background. Okay, number 6, foreign nationals and non-residents. I'm not going to hit every single bullet, but just for time. But I just want you to know that we are completely available to go through this with you. We have options for situations that people may have not been born here. They came here with a resident card or a work authorization permit. They have a tax ID number, but they don't have anything else. We can help you. Prudential specifically will take you, if you've been in this country for at least 1 year and you have a tax ID or social, they'll take you for regular resident rates. They don't care where you came from. It doesn't matter what country. It doesn't matter anything else. They do want you to, of course, have established your life in the U.S. You can't just be here passing by, but they're a good option for that. John Hancock and National Life Group will take you with even less. You don't necessarily have to be as entrenched in the USA, but you do have to purchase permanent insurance with some of these options, right? So we can navigate those waters with you, but we just want you to know there are options available, okay? Contact us. We can assist with those situations, but these are the best go-tos. F&G, National Life, they have excellent IULs for cash accumulation and living benefits, okay? All right. Next up is height and weight. I don't need to spend too much time here, but Carrie had a great example of somebody who is 5'10" and 322 pounds, whatever it was. These are the carriers that are best for build. Prudential, Pacific, and Lincoln, using their table shape program, which I will get into in a second, have very liberal height and weight guidelines, more so than the other companies. As also, the Aetna CVS Final Expense product, ages 45 to 89, up to 50,000, does not ask a height and weight question on the application. You could be 5'5", 500 pounds, as long as that doesn't have any complications associated with it. right? So if you've had a major stroke last month because of your height and weight, then no, they won't take you. But if it's just the height and weight, they will not rate you against that, okay? So that is a good fallback option. And in a few slides, Bill's going to go over some guaranteed issue solutions. No matter what they deal with, they're going to get approved, okay? So just keep these carriers in mind for the height and weight. And then last for me, and then I'm going to pass it back to Bill, are our table, shave, and crediting programs. These are unique because the carrier will actually give you an improvement on the rate if you fall within certain guidelines. So for example, Lincoln offers a Table 3 shave program, meaning if your client is offered a Table 3 rate on a permanent policy, they will automatically get a standard rate. So in that case with Carrie, let's say that client had applied with Lincoln and they got a Table 2, they would have been offered the standard without even having to make the phone call. It's a guaranteed shave program, okay? Same thing with Columbus Life. Permanent products, Table 3 to standard. Columbus actually has a survivorship product, as does Lincoln, that you can use for uninsurable situations as well. But just remember those Table 3 credits. Mutual of Omaha has a Table 2 credit. Okay, as long as you're Table 4 or better, they will shave up to 2 tables off your rate. That could be term or permanent. Okay, and lastly, Allianz, the #1 selling IUL last year, has a 2-table to standard program. Okay, so just keep these in mind when you're talking to our marketing team or you're running illustrations. You can leverage these things to get better underwriting guidance. Okay, with that, I'm going to pass it back to Bill. We got a lot more to cover here with guaranteed issue.
Good stuff, Andrew. Thank you for that. Yes, and we're going to get everyone out by 3 p.m. Eastern time. So it looks like we're on time by the minute here. So yes, just real fast as a last resort. Now, obviously, we want to try to stick with the traditional carriers and products, commission-wise, renewals. You're going to be better off, and the client will be better off, right, premium-wise. So if you can't qualify, though, after the table shave and credit and going to these niche products, as a last resort, left-hand side, this is straight up guaranteed issue. So no matter what, you have a product for everyone, okay? It used to be to age 80, now all the way to age 85, okay? So this widens the market once again. I'm going to just mention a few bullets on the top there. Gerber Life has probably the best name, the best household brand in the industry, period. Everybody knows Gerber. What's so neat is we have them on the Insure Me Now direct platform. Okay, so you already know the different ways you can sell on that platform, or it could be all client driven. There's also a children's whole life product. It's every product with Gerber and Levinson comes with the free scholarship program. So it's a nice value add if you're creating a Facebook ad or YouTube video. You can talk about these things. You know, why work with you as the agent? Just under that is Corebridge. Everybody knows Corebridge as the new AIG, guaranteed issue, ages 50 to 80, up to 25,000. They have a streamlined e-app that's about a 10 to 15 minute process. This is the big one. Seek a Life, Citizens Company, up to age 85, 0 to 85, to 30,000. You can do this over the phone with a voice signature, makes it very simple. Comp is great, and they have some other great niches that most carriers don't have. On the bottom, this is another big one. Now, think about this for a second, okay? And I'm actually going to move around a little bit between a surety and then the top right corner of the slide is Manhattan. So here's what I like about these two options when it comes to guaranteed issue or almost guaranteed issue, if you will. So if you're working with consumers, they can't qualify for a traditional product. All right, here you can offer a guaranteed issue accidental death product up to $350,000. Then you add the return of premium rider. So what that means is if that consumer passes from an accident, okay, the beneficiary gets a check for $350,000, tax free. If the consumer makes it to age 70, they get all their money back. Okay, so it's a win-win-win. You can even add a DI rider onto that policy. But what a great option. If I was an agent, I would be talking about this stuff. And with Manhattan Life, think about long-term care, right? It can be challenging for consumers to qualify for long-term care. They have an HHC, home health care product, that's basically guaranteed issue. There's like 2 or 3 questions. But these are things you can keep in your back pocket. Okay. And you're not going to become a billionaire from selling, these guaranteed issue products, but you're helping the consumer. Okay. Yes, the commission's still great and renewals, and it's a referral stream. You're doing the right thing. You're building your book of business, and it could lead to an annuity sale. Who knows? But you've got to know enough to be dangerous. And then let's move over to the bottom right hand side. Transamerica. Andrew mentioned this. This is a traditional final expense product, but probably the most liberal that we've seen. Okay, so you got to take a look at Trans in the final expense space. And again, it's not guaranteed issue, but the most liberal FEX product that we have seen, and it just came out. So you definitely want to keep your eyes on that product as well. We'll include, like I said, all of this in a thank you email. You can dive into brochures, underwriting guides, or just call our marketing team anytime. All right, let's keep moving. What I want to talk about quickly is disability, right? And the same thing goes here, because there's going to be a client or two or three that don't qualify for traditional DI. Okay, it happens. Left-hand side here, we have options. Assurity even has a graded DI product, Illinois Mutual. Okay, very liberal. And then we have the Risk FSL product and the Lloyd's of London product. Okay, so we have you covered when it comes to DI. If you're working the medical field market, right, you're focused on doctors, PAs, nurses, this is a great option for you all, because you're going to come across that prospect that can't qualify. So have this in your back pocket. Blue collar DI, those are the go-tos. White collar, those are the go-tos. All the way on the right-hand side, that same easy direct-to-consumer process like Amazon, we have the most competitive Assurity DI product on the platform today. Okay, so again, 100% client-driven, same great commissions and renewals, okay, but it's so easy. And we have marketing built around all of these products and the platform. So just let us know. We can co-brand a video, flyer, marketing piece, anything that you need to move the needle. Okay, we're here to help. All right, let's keep moving forward. I want to make sure we stay on track here. I was talking about underwriting platforms you can leverage for free. Okay, these two platforms we offer to all active agents, complimentary. The first one is X-Ray. So this isn't just the freebie light version that everybody has, okay, which is simple. The problem is it doesn't dive deep. If the client has some serious health issues or conditions, we have both versions free on our website. Take advantage of that. And then on the right-hand side, this is exclusive to us, part of our iGenius platform. It's called eGenius Underwriter. And what's so cool about this, it has more companies and it's interactive. So as you're filling out the online form, it's telling you on the right-hand side what carrier, product, premium, and health class. It's interactive in real time. So it's pretty cool. No one else has that. So that's another big leg up against your competition. Let's keep moving. So Underwriting Resource Center, this is a great one-stop shop for forms. Let's say you have a foreign national and maybe you're not sure which carrier to go to, if they can qualify for a permanent or term policy. Everything is here at your fingertips. Questionnaires, videos. We have a tips and tricks section all built into the website. And then once again, you can use Josh is a great resource if you have some complex cases or situations, or maybe even for a business case. Okay, he's a good person to reach out to anytime. All right, let's keep moving. Some sample social media posts, right, that talk about the basics. Here's what's so neat about this. And by the way, my challenge to you all in 2025 is try something new, okay? You got to be unique. Even if you feel, oh, I don't have the gift of gab, I don't have that online YouTube look that everybody loves, it's okay, all right? My challenge is create a YouTube channel if you haven't already. Create a Positive Tuesday series and call it whatever, Long-Term Care Thursday, Whole Life Monday. Come up with different quotes, images, pictures, whatever. You got to start to build traffic. You got to be known as the guru. They have to remember your face when it comes to insurance and annuities and supplemental products, right? We know how that goes. These 3 posts you're looking at created over 1,000 likes. Every like is a potential client. It's not rocket science, folks. Look at how many times these 3 ads were shared, okay? 12, 639, and 78. And this is not rocket science. Very simple. Okay. I always say you don't have to go out and reinvent the wheel, change a few spokes, right? That's what they did. Okay. These are three agencies, agents, just like you. Look what they put out there. Look what that created. Even if you get 3 likes, okay, it's 3 more than you had yesterday. So my challenge again, if I was selling in 2025 today, I would have my own YouTube channel. I would try my social media, Facebook ads, can do Instagram, TikTok. Okay, the younger generation now, right? They need insurance too. Okay, I would create my own podcast, which we did in the IMO space, but you need to do it in the retail space. Okay, you can team up with health agents, P&C agencies, real estate. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but you got to do it. All right, enough of my ranting. Let's keep moving. The Expo. So to move the needle in 25, you got to RSVP to the Levinson Expo. This is our big powwow of the year, April 11th, 2025. We have we have to do the same thing, bigger and better, different, unique, pivot, right? The 2025 Expo is different. Here's why. We have a keynote. We have an annuity keynote for the first time, Coach Charles Samuel. We also have a life keynote and new companies, new presenters. We have a VP of Underwriting joining us. So it's going to be an amazing day, a networking lunch. We do a big dinner the night before for our out-of-town agents. You don't want to miss this day. We're capped at 300. RSVP today. You'll see in the thank you email, and then you qualify and make it a full vacation, staycation, starting at just $30,000. You can combine life and annuity premium. But most important, RSVP today. Let's keep moving. This is our 411 newsletter that goes out every other week. By the way, I'm almost done. This is a snapshot, 100-foot overview on every company, every product that Levinson offers, and it keeps your finger on the pulse of the entire industry. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you don't get these, that means we have your wrong email. Let us know what your correct email is by calling. Okay, this is a Bill Levinson Experience podcast. I started because of Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk convinced me to do this about 6 years ago. Every month, I have a live episode. My last episode was with Coach Chris. He talks all about the annuity space, ending 24 and moving into a new year in 2025. He gives some great tips and tricks around selling annuities in this new world. So definitely one you don't want to miss. Let's keep moving forward. I have 2 slides, and we will put a bow on this. This is our training guide. What's coming up next? Some things you need to be on, just like you're on today. Make sure you're on the 16th. We have Illinois Mutual Life and DI side. Just under that, we have the Be Your Own Banker concept with Mutual Trust Life. Just under that, we have the relaunch training with Lincoln Financial with a special guest speaker. Make sure you're on these live trainings every week. And then if you can't make it for whatever reason, about 3 to 4 weeks after, we send them out, or you can check our YouTube channel, Levinson1. Okay, my last and final slide, question of the day. I see I'm a minute over, so I'm actually pretty proud of that. We're doing good. We're doing good today. All right, so my Positive Tuesday quote, which, by the way, means nothing. But again, I always say you don't have to listen to what we say. Watch what we do. Okay, we never missed a Tuesday quote since we started this about 9 years ago. Not one time. And what does it mean, nothing? It just means you need to go out and do the same thing. Like I said earlier, that's my challenge to you. You got to get scrappy in 2025. There's more agents than ever. We're over 1 million agents in this country today. Okay, you got to do things different. You got to have a leg up. Be creative. Be scrappy, I always say, for the 4th time. Okay, this is my Tuesday quote. Quitters stop when they fail. Winners fail until they succeed. We're non-stop to the top, right? There's no other option. Try these new things. That's my challenge to you. My question of the day, make sure you get your little fingers on the keyboard because you got to be quick. You got to be accurate. Okay. We're going to see who was first and who was correct. My question is, we mentioned a few times the occasional marijuana user. Tell me the 2 companies that will give him or her non-smoker rates. Okay, we said it a few times. Occasional marijuana users can get non-smoker rates with what 2 companies? Andrew's going to tell us who was first and who was correct. You walk away with a new Apple iWatch. Andrew?
Marie C. Marie C.
Marie C., like Charlie. Congratulations, the two companies, Lincoln and Prudential. By the way, you should also write that down. Congratulations to everyone because you stayed with us a full hour and you're all a winner because you're going to go on our Facebook page or Google reviews page. We'll send you the IUL prospecting book complimentary. So everybody's a winner. And you walked away with golden nuggets today from all of these underwriting bullets. Have a great rest of the week, a great weekend, an unbelievable 2025. We're here for you every step of the way. Happy selling. Take care and thanks again.